Hi guys, welcome to Reality React channel. In this channel, we watch our reality TV shows to react, recap, review, and for the fun of it. Today we are recapping Mommy Club Sugar and Spice Season 1, Episode 8, titled A Time to Breathe. One of the things that they are getting right is these titles. They name them according to what will happen in the show. And I checked the recap just before the episode played, where Christina was reflecting on the first meeting with the ladies, and she said that they are showing off, and most of the time mummies don't get along, so this is fake and all of that. She insinuated that this was fake. And I think that throughout in her diary sessions, she always found something negative to say about these women and their lives. Instead of appreciating how good their lives look like, she just thinks that they are pretentious. And let's get back to the episode. They are still at Kim's event, and most of them are displeased with Christina, and they let her know what's up. But only Rash wanted to leave. And when Christina sat next to her, she wanted to leave, and she mentioned that, and Christina moved to sit next to Abigail. Christina whispers to Abigail about not wanting to be at this event. She just forced herself to come. And Kim pulled Naliana to the side to address the Christina's issue. And while she's explaining why and how they ended up calling each other between Naliana and Kim, and Naliana says that Christina is the one who called her, and she doesn't understand why when she got there she said that it's Naliana who called her. She said that Christina is the one who called her while on their way to come and to go to Kim's event. And then she said to Christina, she thinks that to Kim that Christina thinks that they are friends, and I'm like, one of these things. One of them is lying. It's either Naliana is lying to Kim in this case, because the only way someone can think that you are their friend is because you have built some sort of friendship where you are calling each other often, talking to each other about stuff. So I think that this lady is lying to her friend, and she is really friendly with her enemy or with someone that doesn't like her friend. So, and while on the other side where they were sitting, Christina is fixing Abigail's hair after she has been whispering to her, and they are having like a mini chat by themselves and stuff like that. And Kim and Naliana comes back, and she starts addressing Kim about her not greeting the host and the fact that she has uncouth behavior. And Christina indicates that she did greet everyone, but she just didn't get enough time to greet the host. And she says, "Hi, Kim, how are you doing?" And Kim responds, but in her diary session, she indicates that she's just doing this for the sake of doing it. She doesn't really greet her, that she's not really talking to her. Even though Christina, after saying, "Hi, how are you doing?" she compliments Kim and about her cafe, but goes further into saying that she is just showing up as she was because she was invited. But if the ladies want to speak, it is great. But if they want to leave, it's fine by her. And while all of the Abigail and Kim's conversation was going on, Rash is shocked that they are being friendly. Abigail is being friendly to Christina. And Ashria is also asking Lenore, why did Christina and Abigail not meet at a restaurant and do this friendly touching of each other's hair and privately outside the group's event, which I get. Even though that chat looked very short, it was short-lived. It wasn't too long before they started complaining and wanting to address Christina, and indicating that she's not a good person. So yeah. So Naliana still asks for clarity in terms of why Christina is at Kim's event, even though she doesn't like her, and Christina insists that that is her truth. She doesn't like Kim, and there's nothing she can do about it. What does Kim want her to do? She was quite defensive, and she felt uncomfortable about them ladies attacking her. So I think I get where she was coming from in terms of, like, if it's everyone in the group trying to address you, it seems like an attack, and all of them are talking at once about the same thing, and it's just like it just gives energy that they're attacking you. And Abigail tells her to want to tell her about the general consensus amongst the women. And before she could finish her statement, Christina went into saying that she wants to address the situation that happened between her and Lenore, and also on Lenore. But I don't think that is the truth of that was the truth. I think she was just trying to avoid them mentioning each and every issue, because if you look back into what she said after the event, she went on to discuss the situation with her nanny and her granny, but she didn't show any remorse or feeling that she is wrong. She didn't even give those two women a full story of what happened at Lenore's event and what she did and what had happened previously. So I feel like Christina is not being honest, even in this case, to say that she has been feeling bad every day since it has happened. That's not the truth. At one point, she was feeling like, I did the right thing, I stood up for myself, or whatever she was saying to herself. But it seemed like she was not cognizant of the fact that she could be wrong. But anyway, Abigail in this urges Christina to apologize to Lenore, and Christina says that she is sorry, but she would like to show Lenore with actions that she is sorry instead of just saying words that she is sorry. And it got me wondering, like, what type of actions would she show? Will she start acting differently when they meet? Will she just be like someone who's aware of what is happening around her and not try and offend everyone in the group? And Lenore sounds like she accepts Christina's apology, but she wants to know why Christina behaves the way she does. Like, is there something that is hating her? And apparently Christina has medical issues, and it causes her to have some rage. And so this is her explaining. She has purple spots that appear and disappear in her body. And she explains that she trusted Davina. That's why she called her and debriefed her about Lenore's event. And I think that she didn't appreciate the fact that Davina called. They spoke about it with Kim, and it seemed like they were talking about her in her absence. So that's what caught. And then that's why she acted the way she acted at the picnic. But she didn't say these things. That, you see, she's not clear when she's explaining these things. I felt like even in, like, when during that moment she was mumbling and not saying things properly. Like, it was just giving weird vibes. Like, and I don't know. I know, like, I had to even put on subtitles, like, and they are speaking in English. I had to put in subtitles so that I could see what exactly she's saying. And I still didn't get all of what she was saying. But yeah, it was those things. And I know some medication can cause, or medical conditions even, can have someone to have rage. But I think the only time that I think that maybe she could blame the medication or medical condition is when she disrespected Kim. The way she acted was a little bit offish. Like, that was not necessary to do all of that. Even the way she left Kim's picnic was just weird. Anyway, so Resh asked Christina if she still wants to be part of the club, because that's what the producers or whoever is recording this asked them, do they still want this lady to be part of their group? And Christina goes into explaining her answer, and Naliana intercepts and says, please answer as a yes or no. That's the only answer you can give. I think Naliana is partly being kind to Christina, because um as much as it sounds rude that she's intercepting, but she doesn't want Christina to dig more or herself to put herself in more trouble and make sure that these ladies hate her even more. But then Christina asks her to just wait. And she says that she wants to be part of their club because they care about her, and she got that they care about her from the fact that they are still willing to talk to her about her actions after what had happened. And Ashria, the lawyer and a businesswoman, goes to remind Christina about her aspiration to be a lawyer as a law student. And and there's a concept in in law about conflict resolution. And Christina says that she is a businesswoman, not a law student. And on Ashria's diary sessions, she says that they are all businesswomen, but they have brands of business to show. Where is Christina's business or brand? Where is it? What is it? What is it that she do? And she still goes on to say that in law, the concept is conflict resolution is conflict, misunderstanding, and resolution. And they need to arrive at the conflict resolution with Christina. And honestly, Christina is right. Why are they asking her the same questions in a different variation and not being clear on which one they're addressing? And this could be an attack. If I was in her position, I would feel like they're attacking me. Even if I'm wrong, like the way they're addressing her, like I don't know. I'm not comfortable with more than two people talking to me about the same issue. She didn't offend all of them. She offended Lino, even though she didn't track it where they were. And she offended Kim, and she still continues, even at this event, she's still offending her and not understanding where they are coming from. But still, this could be read as an attack. I get it. And Lino stands up and says that this is not an attack. And also Ashria as well says that it's not an attack. She stands with her and says that, not really stand up physical, but she says that it's still not an attack. But mind you, Ashria has been bashing and trash talking Christina on her diary sessions since they have started. And I get that, granted, she deserved it, but like, you can't say this is an attack when you have been acting like that. And when Christina gets a chance to speak, she says Ashria is fake to her face, and they're all shocked. I don't get why they are still shocked. They should have seen that this lady just speaks her mind without thinking properly. Because I don't think that you should be telling anyone that they are fake, even if you feel attacked. So Christina says that she's hurt, and Ashria feels that Christina was insulting her. In her diary sessions, Ashria says Christina is the fake one with a fake nanny. And Lino stands up and addresses Christina and asks her to accept help, and that she is saying that I am not murdering you, Christina, or trying to play a motherly role, but you need to accept help that we are trying to offer, and we are not attacking you. But I don't think this was a help in a way. It was just a discussion. This was not help in any way. It didn't come even at the end of this conflict resolution thing. They didn't resolve anything. It was not helpful. It was just that it was entertaining, I must say. Abigail also chips in and says that and explains why the picnic happened. So it happened because Kim was the one who was willing to um, to reach out to Kim to find out what had happened at Lino's event while they were at the spa. And on her diary session, she says that Christina is showing preschool behavior. And Naliana says that Christina lacks people to guide her. And I think Naliana is wrong in this case because, I mean, this lady is 26 years old. She's old enough to know what is wrong and what is right. So I don't get why all of these people are saying all of these things. After all of those things, after the explanation from Abigail, Christina says that she's sorry to Kim and she has been living in Delulu land, and she's sorry, but she doesn't say what exactly she's sorry for. Like, I'm sorry for, she could have said, I'm sorry for trashing your picnic and touching all your fruits, and I'm sorry for the continuous disrespect that I have shown you, and for saying that I do not like you. I don't understand why Kim didn't insist on finding exactly what are you apologizing for. Are they gonna have another event or another session where they're gonna talk about what exactly is she sorry for? I think that's important for people to acknowledge that I am sorry, or please forgive me for this and that, and not just say I am sorry. It's not good enough. But anyway, Kim is happy with the event, and but she doesn't say that she whether she has accepted Christina's empty apology or not. And I mean, she could have even said that I'm sorry about all the things I have done to you, and keep it that short. But I think it is good that Christina managed to stand up for herself against 7 people. That's commendable. And even though they called it defending herself, but it was needed. They could, so that they could see where she was coming from. And like, even though they didn't see, even me, I don't see where she was coming from, except that she blamed the medical condition that she's going through. But anyway, it was a good thing that they had this child, because as much as they didn't resolve their conflict, that it is the right step in resolving whatever that they have experienced with Christina. In the next scene, we see Abigail and her babies at the salon, and they are doing their hair. Abigail is doing her hair and nails. She's refilling them. She calls her stepson Shavi, whom she has known since he was 11 years old, and the girls got on the call as well. The hairdressers just stood there while they were doing the call, and they looked very I want to say very demure, but anyway, they didn't look happy or angry. They just looked fine. And and Shavi promised to visit them soon. They seem to have a good relationship between the kids. And in the next scene, we have Lino and her son Alessandro at the aviation school, and she's watching him fly for the first time on that day, and they're both happy about this. He started aviation about 2 months before the day of the shooting, and he explains that he still has to fly with the instructor until he gets his license, his private license. On her diary session, Lenore says that she trusts that he'll get his license because as a child he had to jump on her when she had an episode where she went stiff while driving, and he drove them home. Guys, the disease that she might have had then was so scary. Like, you can't just go stiff and then the child had to drive them home. It's amazing, and I wonder how old was Alessandro then when, Alessandro says that his mom will be his first passenger presence in the next 10 months or so. And the instructor reflects, when they get back, the instructor reflects that the flight was good. And Lenore and Alessandro starts planning his birthday party, his 19th birthday party. They throw in ideas, a pool party, around 30 people, and he wants to have a DJ, and also his mom and his mom's friends and their kids can also come. And she reminds him that it shows there's so much love going on there. She reminds him that it's a short notice, so he must, when he's considering all of these things, he must think of the fact that the people he's inviting might not make it because of the fact that it's short notice. And we move to Losh and her daughter Daika, who were discussing the Umhlangas Women Association Golf Day, and her daughter discusses her mental health program, which is about boys' empowerment and helping them deal with their emotions. Daika had a mental health campaign. She launched it about a year ago, and this girl is awesome, considering that she had her own mental health struggle that came because she's differently abled. And also her poems, man, they're very touchy, and I think big ups to Losh for raising such a gem of a daughter. When they came up and she was reading the poem in the previous episode, I thought they are just doing this for the show, but it seems like this is way deeper than the show. And Losh, in a diary session, goes into details about the mental health struggles that they had, and such to an extent where they had to homeschool Daika because she wasn't coping at a normal school. And she indicates that on the golf day, the Umhlanga's Women Association will be launching a Boys to Men project on the following day. And Daika tells her mom that therapy and the support group is making her feel better and putting her in a better space mentally. And she hosts these support group uh, twice a month or once a month. And it is better than, because this in the support group is a group of people that talks to a therapist. So it's better for them to have these sessions because then they can just get help within that period without having to be put on the waiting list before they can go into therapy. And so Lot asked her what has helped her throughout her journey. And she mentions that meditation, poetry, playing with her dogs, and journaling is what helped her with her depression. And Daika reads the poem that she's planning to read at the event. And the poem is similar to the one she read on the previous episode about the child not being embraced by his village will burn it down to feel its warmth. And she goes on to read about those things. And Lord brings Christina into the conversation. And Daika asks, so what are you going to do if you think that Christina is similar to the child who's burning her own village? And she says that maybe she must chat with Christina because she's attacking everyone in the Mommy Club, even though the ladies are trying to be a support system. In this case, her village, but Christina is pushing them away, and Christina might be having a mental health issues of her own, and that is why she's behaving like that. But honestly, I don't think Christina is the child in this sense. Like, I know the child is just like an example, could be a person, but I don't think this village is old enough to be her village. I mean, they have known each other for few days in this case, and if we can prove that maybe in her real life as well she's behaving the way she's behaving to these ladies, then maybe Christina might be burning down her village and making everyone feel uncomfortable around her. And in the next scene, Lenore is meeting up with Christina at Tiger's Milk. And Lenore is the one that arranged the meeting. They start talking and they greet each other, complimenting each other and stuff like that. And Christina is glad to be sitting next to Lenore because Lenore has experienced similar health issues that she's having. And this is, Christina is sorry about what she has said to Lenore. And also she sees that her and the ladies started on the wrong foot. And I agree because on the recap on this episode, she said that on the first meeting, mummies mostly don't get along. So she created a situation where she doesn't get along with them because she's the one who's not getting along with them, not the other way around. And she was also wrong about Kim as well, according to what Abigail had told her in the first scene. Because Kim was the one who was reaching out to her, and she's the one who did it by herself anyway. Lenore acknowledges Christina in her apology and says that there's no need for her to keep apologizing more than she already has. And she saw the sincerity at Kim's event. I must say Christina is shocking because she's like one of those people who will meet you for the first time and just dislikes you. And even in this case, she tells Lenore that the first time she saw her, she didn't like her. She says this to Lenore's face, like, Hey, this woman is very shocking, hey? And she talks about how inspiring Lenore is to her, and not because of who she is, but because of what she has been through and her entire story. And if Lenore says that, Christina, what you are doing is wrong or you are hating me, she'll stop and reconsider her actions, and she'll learn to read the room. And she goes on and say Lenore is really like a mother. And yes, she called her old, but she's old, fabulous and beautiful and gorgeous. And Lenore looks her age, like Christina's age. I think this was not necessary to say, but I think this was her way of showing Lenore that she has reflected on her words and actions, and she has seen that it's wrong. What she has done is wrong. Lenore asked who is Christina, and Christina responds and says she doesn't know who is Christina, and would like to show Lenore who Christina is. And when Lenore persuades her to say, answer who is Christina, she says, oh, now you're talking like my mother, and you look like my mother. Because it's so weird. Like, hey. And Lenore was not happy with that comment, but they move on from who's Christina question because she was just refusing to answer that question. And Lenore asked what has led Christina to these outbursts, what has made her act in this way and speak the way she does. And Christina says, who she is now is Jordan's mom. Christina does not exist. Christina has not been important to her for 3 years. I think she has sort of neglected herself when she became a mom. And this mommy club will really help her. And if she's not lying, of course, because I don't think we can trust the words that are coming out of this lady's mouth. But anyway, she goes in to explain that she went through postpartum depression, and that shouldn't be taken lightly. And I wonder if she even got diagnosed and tried to get help with it, or she just, like moved past through the whole thing. And just Christina mentions that she doesn't know how to be Christina anymore, and or who she is besides being Jordan's mom. Lenore reminds her that she needs to take care of herself to be a better mom to Jordan, and talks about her point in her life where she felt like her children were better off without her. And this should indicate to Christina or in everyone that not everyone who seems to have it together has always been getting it together. They might have crumbled at one point. Lenore still, after all of that, she still insists on Christina to explain what has led her to behave the way she does. And Christina puts on her sunglasses, and Lenore on her diary sessions indicates that it's some sort of like a guard or some sort of protection, according to Lenore. And she asks her that, can you please remove the sunglasses so that they can see each other eyeball to eyeball. And Christina starts crying start crying, and she explains that her dreams of having a family might be jeopardized because of things that put her in a position where she's no longer physically able to do it. And her husband is not aware of what Christina is going through. And says this is what happens when you don't let people in. And Christina says she's just being strong. She says that people looking on the outside won't see that she's struggling, but she is. And she can't talk to her husband because he's already stressed with the type of job he has. And she wants to be strong for her husband and be his peace, not bring the struggles into his life more. And in her diary sessions that mentions that because Christina is married to a doctor, she's supposed to have it all together, and it's not a good expectation to have even from herself. And I think this conversation is heavy because Christina even cried even more than she had already been crying. And when Lenore related her experience, where her daughter asked her if she's going to pass on because her daughter was watching her mom go through stuff, and she says that this is what, and this said that this is what has kept her going to go on, and says that will make, and she says Christina says that will make her break down even further. I think Christina is going through a medical related issue. That is why they have to do bloods for her. And I hope that, I really hope that her husband is really aware of the medical issue. At least that's physical. When you go to the hospital, your husband should be aware of what is happening, especially if he's actually a doctor. And then she tells Eleanor that her worst fear is not waking up and not seeing her daughter grow up. And she confirms that she's physically sick and she gets stiff and has to still take care of her daughter because her husband has to go to work. He gets on calls and stuff like that. And now reflecting on what Ashria said about her having a fake nanny, this sounds like it is true, because what do you mean you have to take care of your daughter when you are sick and your husband can't, but you have a nanny? A nanny would be helping you take care of your daughter. You wouldn't have to. And I'm not saying when you're sick you can't breastfeed your children. You can, but you can't say that I have to feed, I have to clothe, I have to do all of those things to a daughter that's almost 2 years. It's just weird things happening in Christina's life that we are not fully aware of. And Lenore advises that she seeks medical help and she's going to recommend her GP. And I hope her GP will also recommend a therapist, because she seems to have a lot to offload, and therapy will help her. And she asked Lenore if Jordan will be okay. And Lenore assures that Jordan will be okay if her mother gets better. Anyway, to the better part of this conversation, or the lighter part of it, Lenore gives Christina a gift that she was supposed to get at Lenore's event, and still indicates that she was hurt by the fact that Christina left her party. When also Christina says that when she was leaving, she wanted to go get the pack, but she was so shy because she noticed that they had been fighting. It would look weird to get a gift from someone she's fighting with. And now they're sharing a meal and laughing. It was much lighter than that part of the scene, the other part of the scene. And now checking in, as much as Christina is always evasive when answering questions, I like that Lenore managed to get her to talk about the stuff that she's going through, and even recommended a professional, and big up to her for reaching out to Christina. And I hope that she was being honest. She was not just doing this for the sake of doing it and not lying. And that was the end of this episode. And they show us the next episode, what's going to be happening. They are doing yoga on the beach, and the twins, after the yoga, the twins are discussing what Naliana was doing, what Naliana was doing was wrong, because she didn't know Christina and she met her at the same time as them, which might be right, but to say, considering she seemed to think that they might not be giving Christina a proper chance, and she only met Christina once before Kim's event. So yeah, they are right, but I think that the Christina story might be dragging a lot. I hope at the end of these episodes we'll see Christina getting help and getting better, because it's not a good outlook on the Mommy Club to have them just dragging the story of someone who might be sick, And then on the next scene they are celebrating Alessandro's birthday, and Lenore introduces Neil and Maria, and in that scene they will be discussing Kim as well, because I saw one of the ladies saying that why is Maria giving them unsolicited advice about Christina when they don't even know her. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the next episode. It looks like we're still going to find more interesting things to talk about. And yeah, thank you for watching the recap. And please like and comment on this video and subscribe to Reality React. See you on the next episode.